You had your head stuck through the fence, didn't you? Good boy for not attacking Floyd when you could have done. I'll try and get up. There, my precious. Oh, you're very hot. There we are. Okay. Straighten your wings up. There we are. Ah. Okay. Looking after my Floyd. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that night I put them in the stable where Morris and the rooster are now, and gave her her other treatment, and I gave her a last treatment and strict instructions to my sons what to and what not to do. Left her some macaroni, which she ate heartily, and just hoped for the best. And she survived for 4 days, but then my daughter informed me that on the Tuesday she had died. And she died underneath the bench what I had in there for them to roost on. So probably what happened, she weakened, laid down, and Morris, that's why she was under the bench, trying to get away from Morris. As soon as she laid down, of course Morris would have taken that as his cue to jump on her. So poor little bitch would have been smothered to death, suffocated. And when I post-mortemed her, she had the most massive growth. It was her large intestine that had blown up. It was the size of, I suppose, a very small rugby ball. That's what it looked like, and that was about the size of it. The whole of the bottom half of her large intestine, from her rectum up to under the ribs, was distended, full of air, and I touched it, and as soon as I touched it, it popped. It was that fragile, that tense. I literally just touched it. And then just above that was vicious, Floyd, what the hell? Just above that, there was this massive, it looked like, it looked just like a vertebrae. That's what it looked like, but it wasn't. It was sort of like a rubbery, semi-solid substance, but it was sort of like the shape of an elongated vertebrae. It had a very small hole down through the middle that obviously food could still get down to a degree in liquid, but it couldn't, her bowel couldn't contract, although she could just about poo. It was filling up with air, the bowel, with all the fermenting of the food that she couldn't push out, you know, the poo that she couldn't push out, because obviously her bowel couldn't contract, because it was just hitting this massive restriction, this massive blockage, with, I say, a double pinprick of a hole through the middle of it, literally right through the dead centre middle of it. And so she suffocated. You know, it would have put the pressure that would have been on her diaphragm and on her lungs and heart would have been absolutely incredible. And of course, with Morris jumping on that, would have been it. But that was heartbreaking. That was really heartbreaking. So the year before wasn't a very good summer either. So that was two summers ago. Not good. Last spring, early summer, not good. And this spring, 2nd of May today. Well, things are improving if he carries on improving. But little girl, she's deteriorating as I look at her, and I say, it's been going on for nearly a month now, so I don't think she's going to come right at all. I don't know what her problem is. It's not egg peritonitis, it's not typhoid, which she's had before. I've cured her of that. It's not blackhead. It's almost like she's a manic depressive and just wants to commit suicide. She doesn't eat. She won't even let me force feed her. She just shakes her head and spits it all out. She's not the best patient. So, yeah. So it's going to continue, but I hope he carries on. You're laying down, little man. Okay. I'll put you back out with Floyd again in a minute. Right, we'll see if the guinea there has laid an egg. Hey, Spot. You've got a fat foot too. What's going on, everybody? There's my old Ginge. She's got to be 13, 14 years old. And she's one obese hen. Got the fat in that area. She's always plucking her feathers out. She hasn't got lice, so Don't know what her problem is, why she's always plucking her feathers out, but she's ancient. She did go broody 2 years ago. And hatched out some... What did you hatch out? Was it 2 years ago or was it longer than that? I can't remember. No, she did go broody, but I can't remember what she hatched out. But she is still laying. She laid me an egg only 2-3 days ago. But the air pocket was in the wrong place, so I couldn't save it. I say the only offspring we got of her is little black bear neck now, as a great granddaughter, and old Boots out there, who he's the dad of. So where are you? Where's my Dusty girl? Where's my Dusty girl? I don't know where Dusty girl is. Well, let's see if we've got a guinea egg in here. If not, I'll get the incubator started up. Don't look like it. I've eaten all the hay. No. I put hay in here every other day, and every other day it disappears. Nope, oh well, I give up then. So I think I need to drop that bloody egg then. That'd have been great if it'd been a guinea egg, wouldn't it? I'd have been well cheesed off. I'll get the incubator started up. And if they lay later, then well, obviously it won't matter. Where are you, Dusts? Where's my Dusty girl? Oh, she's out there. What's this? No, here's my Dusty girl. Here comes my Dusty girl. What are you doing, Dust? Hey, you missed the gateway. She's a sweetie. She's always very friendly. Hangs around me in the mornings. I have to pick her up and give her a cuddle. Yeah. Ginge, 2 weeks ago, was quite poorly, and I thought I was going to lose her. I didn't treat her or do anything. I just put extra garlic in their water and extra apple cider vinegar and opened this side up. So she had a change of greenery, although there's no grass. But I thought I was all the fat she's got in her system. She's got a fatty liver. I'm probably going to lose her. And oh, that was the other one I lost last. No, this spring, yeah, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, I lost the other female, the other guinea female, another guinea female. That was a fatty liver. I was no. Oh yes, she was damaged. She was mutilated when Muriel, the Sussex, and little Tufty Nut got slaughtered by the stoat. I checked them all, couldn't see anything wrong with any of the others. There's no feathers of anybody else anywhere missing or anything, so that was that. And about 2-3 months later, the other female guinea started losing the feathers on her back, and she was looking very depressed and very unhappy. Because she had a few feathers. No, she didn't have a few feathers missing, that's right. She started losing feathers about a week after the attack, and I thought she was just going through a mole. Anyway, it got more and more and more, and then she got really sick. And I picked her up when they had gone to roost, and she was absolutely cooking. She had a raging temperature, brought her straight in, gave her antibiotics immediately, left her quiet that night, and investigated her the next morning. And she had 2 massive holes in her back that were extremely old wounds, and half of one of her wings was missing from the elbow. So the bloody stoat had attacked her, torn 2 chunks out of her back, and obviously when she went to get away, grabbed a wing and tore her wing clean off from the elbow, as I said. So obviously, you know, the injury was done when Muriel and Tufty Nut got slaughtered by the stoat or the marten, whatever it was, and she just didn't show any symptoms. But yeah, obviously once there had been that tragedy out here, I immediately moved them over into the stable, and they were going out in the backyard every day, all day, and they were quite happy, and I noticed that the feathers were disappearing. But I say it wasn't until she went down this dreadful fever, and she was obviously very, very sick, that I investigated and noticed this dreadful wound. But poor old girl, she, you know, she did very well. But as I say, then the hens were plucking at her, and that was that, and sorted that out with the peepers, and then I had them separated in the end bit there, and they were going out there on their own without the chickens, because the peepers came off, because there was no point, because the bloody guineas, the other two were pecking at her, and I don't know which one it was, whether it was Spot or the other female, but they were plucking all her tail feathers out, and the poor old girl got so stressed, and she also had an extremely bulbous bit behind, so I thought, well, she's got fatty liver, and I just wish I could open that bit up there, the fence, so they could go out for some grass. But although I've got electric fence I can put round, you know, the sheep electric fence, I wouldn't trust the battery or the safety of the actual fence itself, and I couldn't actually guarantee that they would be secure. Couldn't guarantee then, certainly can't guarantee now, so I couldn't give them grass. But as I say, I had her in for another 3 days. I'd bring her out here every day for the others, you know, so she didn't become stressed with that, but she just went down and down and down, and then on the 4th day she died. So that was that. So I say I just left with this female in here and the other female the other side. But old Ginge certainly improved once I put them out there, even though there's no grass out there. It was just a bit of fresh ground, and she must have found something else green to eat, and she's improved greatly now. She's her old self again. Amazing hen, that is. On your old girl. Yeah. Just wish she would lay a couple more eggs, and I'd incubate them and hope to get a hen rather than roosters. She's produced about 10 roosters so far, and only 1 hen, the first little black bear neck. Don't know why she was black. I really don't know why she was black, but they've carried on being black, so, and decreasing in size each time. But never mind. This is absolutely ridiculous that I could get so excited about a chicken eating. But there we are, he's eating on his own, happily, getting at it, and, you know, really enjoying it, looking around, finding the tasty morsels, eating the corn, but he's also eating the crumbs and the bits of wheat and oats I've got in there too, so brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He hasn't had a fit for quite some time. He's wandered around the kitchen, well, wandered around the town, shook himself and flapped his wings, and he didn't fit, and that was brilliant. And then he had a stretch, and he didn't fit, and even more brilliant. And then he went to lay down and had a small fit. But there we are, you know, can't have everything straight away. So got him comfy laying down, and now, you know, enjoying his supper. He's looking around, you know, he's very, very alert. You don't think there was anything wrong with him? No? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'll put him back outside again in a minute when I do the evening round, and let him have a wander around the patch again. Alright, go and feed the others now then.